Hooray! Hi guys, it's a girl lilymutamztv, also known as Gelawapa Z, girl from Zambia. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you'll be notified that Gelawapa Z I post a video. Thank you so much for 73,000 subscribers. Na totela sana. Obviously, on my Facebook, I have to check that it has started and I'm live. Okay, and I'm live now on my Facebook as well. Tell me where you're watching me from. I can see Salifianji just commented. Salifianji says, we have to stand up and fight. Look at Tanzania, they have achieved. Yes, thank you so much. And if you would like to be part of this live stream discussion, we're not going to take long. Here is the link. Please join the stream. For those of you who've received the link, join the stream. It will be amazing to have you on board to just discuss what's going on. And I'm going to read a few posts as well via my Facebook page. We're not going to be long. It's going to be a very, very quick one. Okay, so those of you who would like to join, I'm just posting the link on Facebook now. That's the link for you to join the stream if you want to be part of it. And for those of you who want to join the stream via YouTube, I am bringing the link as well to you guys as well for you to join and be part of this discussion. Great to see everybody. Wow, Victor is watching from Harare. Thank you so much, Victor. Obviously, yesterday we had a live stream discussion about this issue. Please tell me where you're watching me from. Okay, I like the fact that I'm so clear. I love it. I'm so clear. Okay, so the Republican president of Zambia has a Facebook page where he posts the achievements of the government. And we've seen those achievements. We've been proud of the president. And we only realized yesterday that most of those images were actually not from our country, Zambia. So it started with the roads. For those of you on Facebook, you can watch me. Let me know if you can see me on public post. Because let me just go on the president's page. So he has a verified page. This is the president's page. William Leng, I can see you. I'll call you in shortly. And everyone else wants to come on board, I will call you shortly. So that's the president's verified page. Now look, that's his page, right? And then, he posts all these amazing things of the works that they've done in the country. And yet, the images are not even from Zambia. They're not even from Zambia. And because of you guys, the president is now saying Utunensu. So well done. I know you guys have missed me. It's been a while. But I just thought, we could talk about these things and share on my YouTube channel. Okay, let me bring our first guest, Walia Mulenga. So for those who want to join and just be part of it. Hello, Walia, how are you?
Good evening, Lily. How are you?
In the dark.
This is Zambia now.
I know.
And when we speak, people come and say, no, they are opposition here and what, but everyone is suffering in Zambia. This is our daily life.
Yeah.
And we are getting used to
so what's your comment very quickly about what is happening with the Republican president of Zambia and the images not being from Zambia itself? What would you say about that?
It's all confusing. We are all confused because if such misinformation is coming from the Prot 1, what do you expect What confidence are they giving to Zambians? If they can fail to give us proper information on what they are doing, how can we trust them? Surely, all of us who are talking, we may be perceived to be opposition, but each and everyone is seeing, using his naked eyes, that things are not okay. Musevanya to the international community. It's very, very embarrassing.
Too
We'll be
embarrassing.
failing to introduce ourselves as Zambians, because the first thing they'll be saying, you are from Zambia, there where the people who surround the president are misinforming you. You see, it's very, very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. I feel for you guys.
And all eyes are on us Zambians.
When you are moving, leave your flags home. I guess leave your flags home to avoid embarrassment. Otherwise, the other thing which I want to say, though it's not part of the topic, is these guys who are telling the opposition not to move. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a Zambian. I'm from the north part, for God's sake, but I'm free to move the whole country. Why stopping others from visiting places? You know, Zambia doesn't belong to the ruling party. No, that is a lie.
Yes.
Yeah, it belongs to all Zambians. It belongs to all Zambians.
Definitely.
Why are you telling HH not to visit Northern Province? Does Northern Province belongs to PF? The answer is no. The answer is no.
Yeah.
So that is very wrong. And I saw something on Facebook coming from I can call him a senior citizen, since he has served in the government. He has been the defense minister, saying that his fellow opposition leader will urinate when he visits Northern. You know, those words cannot come from an elder person like that, man. You know, what are they teaching us youths? What is it which they are teaching us? It's very, very embarrassing, Mwandini. That's what I can say. Otherwise, Mwandini, we are shocked with what is happening in our country. Very, very shocked.
Definitely. It's shocking and embarrassing.
It's very shocking and embarrassing. And each morning when I woke up, my no, don't say hi. She can't see you.
No, it's okay. She can say hi. It's fine.
But
this is a family discussion.
You can't see her. You know, so each and every morning when I woke up, I'm checking on my NRC and my voters card to see if they are in position. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let others contribute.
Okay, take care. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you.
People's networks are already going crazy.
Yeah,
let's
when they see you live, I think they do something with the network.
I know.
They know you.
So we have. I know we're working really hard, and many people have said, "Oh, you're making noise on social media; it doesn't work." I've seen so many things going on. Lots of youth have been introduced in Zambia because of the work that we are doing. So
tell them that you have to tell them that you are making noise which is sensible. No.
Yes, now we are soon telling where we're working. We're also pointing where we're working from.
I tell you, you just don't know the influence which you have among us youth in Zambia.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let others participate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, Black Son. Wala Mlenga, you can stay in the background. You can come anytime when people are quiet.
Sure.
From this. Okay. Hi, Black Son. How are you?
I'm fine. And how are you?
You're all in the dark.
Yeah, really dark. We don't have power.
Hey.
There's a rotating.
Oh.
We are starving. How is work otherwise?
Busy fair. Yeah, everything is quite good. Thank God. There's a lot. Each time you just go offline for just a few hours, you find there's something new happening in Zambia. Like it's either it's woman. it's this one.
Okay.
So many things are happening.
Yeah, and to our government, what they're trying to do as of now it's quite embarrassing for sure.
Yes,
You find
yes.
that just to lay a point, you find that if a president, if we don't know if they're trying to mislead the president, we don't know.
Yeah.
There's no way, like what happens in Monze about bullying the president. In fact,
Yeah.
as for me, I can say that to a president, I can say that that's not a problem, but it's for him to come to people so that he can show what he has for the people. There's nothing about it that to be a leader, you need at least to understand why are these people doing this. What are the most important people they are busy doing? Because what I have seen PF people and they are busy removing up vote for the opposition, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
A leader he was supposed to tell those, no, if he's going that say, just leave everything normal, come to people, talk to them what you have. Then he said no, and on that position again, HH was not there. It's the willing of people. And if the beauty which you have, a lot of them were not old people, youths who were there. Meaning youth as there's something like southern province, in most areas, southern province, they don't even put it in consideration in terms of infrastructure, everything. There's nothing in the southern province. This is the reason. This is the reason why I find that they are saying that the southern people they hate the ruling party. They don't hate them. It's because they are just fake promises. There's not here. Me, I'm based in Livingstone.
Yeah.
I'm based in Livingstone. If you were to come in Livingstone and you were there last time, I mean, how many youths were waking as for now? There's nothing in Livingstone. We are busy just saying that there's tourism, there's what. How can someone wake whereas there's nothing to do? And you can't start a business without a capital. How can you start a business without a capital? It's hard. So I've seen that's Lillian. It happens. It has happened because the time when the president was passing through that when he was passing where he was going, no one was giving a sim. There was no one in the street on Saturday. There was no one for sure.
Yeah.
Because you can't attend someone. They don't give you anything. You can't go to them, listen to them. While when they are coming, they are busy talking about it. Last time it was the GBM and other fellow groups were talking about tribalism. While they're in southern province, while Livingstone, there's all languages. It's there, Bemba and every languages. They are there. But we are wondering. On social media, they're busy. No, we'll stop HH coming to Lusaka. We'll stop HH coming to Ndo. Over what? That's not politics now.
And this is what I always wonder as well. Like, the pictures that we've seen that are public at the moment, where is the blame coming from? And people are saying, oh, you are a silent UPN cadre. I've never declared that I'm part of this political party, but when you can see where people are being unfairly, when somebody's being treated unfairly, we can't just keep quiet and say, oh, this is it, At the end of the day, when the government does something positive, we praise them. When they do something that's not good, we talk about them. And they are facing so much pressure at the moment. We've seen Madam Inongewina that has never been active for the past, I don't know how many months, and all of a sudden she's now talking.
The time was being elected as a vice president. I just saw him in parliament. The time one was answering the question, maybe it almost twice. Last time he couldn't even to answer the questions. Okay, the government where we are now, they don't put consideration of human beings. No. They have no strong measurement that us here in Zambia, or particularly the area which they hate most, it's southern province. We don't know what southern province has done to these people. We don't know.
That's true.
To have here I'm in Livingstone. Yes, I'm in Livingstone. I base in Livingstone, and I normally go around. We check around people that are starving. Sure, our agents are For me, I'm doing almost, I'm 24 years, I'm turning 25 years. But me at least like I'm doing something, but others are doing nothing. Then if we complain that they're telling us we are based in opposition, we are based in what they are failing to provide the quality of leadership.
That's true.
Then tomorrow they are saying that Southerners, there are problems, they don't like us. We like them, but what they are doing is the one who's making us to run away from them.
Yeah.
I believe if we saw that, if that thing happens, we're supposed to come out again, say that these people whom they are surrounding me, they're lying me. Let me go and check out what is the problem. If someone is giving me a bad name, meaning there's a problem.
Yeah,
I can't come to you really. I can't come to you really. I give you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking about something relevant concern about you. While you are right, meaning I'm wrong. I can say that if you something is a problem. So meaning this leader which we have, like let me talk about Boma Lusambo.
Yeah.
Boma Lusambo is there not even to provide leadership, but his job is to threaten people. I think you are so-called a minister.
Yes.
Even a father at home, if a father makes a mistake at home, can be taught. If a father is making mistakes, can be taught. If a father is not being taught, meaning he won't know anything. So Boma Lusambo, what he's doing, it's a big mistake. If he knows that he's a father, is a true father, or a minister is standing for people, he needs to unite every Zambians. Go where there's a problem.
Okay.
Where there's a problem, go that side.
Thank you so much. Just hold your thought there. Hold your thought there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm cooking. I'm checking on something. You know, I'm a mother. So I will leave you guys to keep on discussing. Give each other turn. 2 minutes. I'll be back shortly. Just put my camera off just for 2 minutes. But please carry on. Let's see who's next. Conrad, then Water, then Mr. Chongo, and then Mr. Ingwe. Please give each other a chance. I won't be long, just 2 minutes. Please carry on, and welcome to this live stream. And thank you so much to the super chat from Osastins 88 for $14.99. We are so grateful for your contribution. Okay, thank you so much. So carry on, guys. Give each other a chance. I'm just in the background. I'm just going to check on what I was cooking. You know, I'm a mother. Yeah, I gotta perform my duties as well. I'm still here. Carry on.
Just to begin. All right. Go ahead.
Hello, we can get.
Yes, guys. Can get me?
Yes.
Okay. What I can try to say, or to help this government, which we are now, you people, at least let's just work together as youths. All over the country, people are studying. It's us youths. Because if you can see, like let's talk about then given these have already created their life. Their life is well and well done. So, like PF now, they have run out of ideas. So let's help them by giving them ideas. If youth will come together, we will work together, meaning solution will be provided. Let's not be used as a tool of violence and start doing what and what. Like these people, when they have to do something, every politician, if you need something from someone, we just come and take a slogan. Like a cool, that you go to Jiriji. Yeah, receiving 50 kwa vile wakawina watitaba.
Yeah.
The pressure, man.
But people ngati muzi wa manje Southern Province bayanga neku. We are one people. As for me, I'm Lozi structure. I'm coming from Chipata and Western Province. I based in Kingston. Then if they bring such kind of mass separation as our fathers, so we are going nowhere. But in Gatima, Butisa, Singa Minamen, people, Uganza go bonga, that is in them, but Butisa. quiet. Imagine how
Yeah, the thing is that the change of system, you see. Not when youths speak out, then they give us money. Them they have one among us solution it's money. Solution in my handouts. We are asking them to stop corruption. They are giving us money. What is that? Isn't it escalating corruption even to those levels? Eh? We're asking them for accountability. They are giving us money. What's the
they give
meaning
us
of
money.
that?
And
We're
we have
asking for
released
empowerment. We're asking for permanent empowerment. They give us money. Eh? In fact, I'm even hearing, is it last week when they were like, they gathered youths from something like 10 provinces where they gave them some, I don't know whether that was $6 million, like in Ongewina said, Kapitani 9. Eh? I hear that they gave them the checks. Then at the end of the meeting at Wanateng and Ramazons, and they got the checks back. Eh? Like what was the show? Was it like a show or anything of that kind? They got the checks back, meaning what? Was it like a show or what? And that empowerment, you are talking about fish empowerment. Is it to start fish farming? Eh? Fish farming. Now let's talk about those people who come from Lusaka province. Provinces like Lusaka. There are no, for you to start a sustainable fish farming, you need things like water bodies. Eh? Does Lusaka have water bodies for you to start fish farming? Where are you going to get water from in Lusaka? If not, the only water bodies you may talk about maybe is that Mississippi Dam and Kaya, other things. But there's nothing really. How do you start fish farming in Lusaka? Just at least they should have given those monies to people to invest in other projects, like maybe things to do with carpentry and joinery.
That's true.
And the thing is, right, with everything that's going on now, where we see the president talking about fishing and everything, don't think the live that we've been doing have been in vain, and the protests that have happened. This is now the desperation of the government. What do we need to do to empower the young people? That's why they're bringing up all the things. But it's too late, because look, where were they since 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20? 5 years later, bringing such.
If they were to talk about fish farming, fish farming, the best they could have done was to develop those fish camps. Those fish camps in Lake Banguru, Lake Kariba, Siavonga, Luangwa Bridge, those places. Like if you talk about Luangwa Bridge, the fish that is caught there, it reaches the market as dry fish. People may start making dry fish. It should reach the market as fresh. Give them the necessary trucks, the fridges. Give them the fridges to preserve fish so that it reaches the market as fresh. Those are the people who need to benefit from fish farming. There are youths there as well who do fish farming, who are fishers. They use boats and everything. Give them boats. Give them proper equipment. Not and those people, besides, they don't have social media to tell the world about their problems. Those are the people who deserve the money because they are deep in the village.
I think let me just come.
Let's give Mr. Chongo chance and the other guys in Zambia, because you and me were in the diaspora. We have enough. So let's let Mr. Chongo speak.
Thank you.
Quick. Because their network keeps on
thank
dropping.
you for giving me
Mr. Chongo,
giving me this
how
opportunity.
Are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right, Lily. How are you there?
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think technology has given us the best. You can sit and relax. Then when time comes, just download development from other countries and bring it into your country. It's really sad. It's really sad. I don't know. These are the way I look at these things is because, the government have disconnected itself from the real people that have to be helped out. Look at just recently, young people wanted to protest for what they want in this country, and they were blocked. They were blocked. These are the things which were supposed to be heard by the president. We, the young people, we wanted to tell the president to say, Mr. President, this is what we want. We want to see these things. Now the president is downloading development from other countries, showing us to say this is what he has done. And these things have not been done in our country. I think these are the things that we wanted to cry to the president. It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing to see the higher office that everyone have to respect misleading the citizens like this. But we are telling them to say we are no longer sleeping. We are no longer sleeping. We are able to see what the government is doing, and we are able to see what the leadership that means well to the people. It's not always that as young people we have to disrespect leaders for us to get what we want. No, that's not the way to go. Even as we speak, we have to take this message to the government, and the government must be willing to hear from us, because we are the ones who are on the ground. We are the ones who get affected with these things. But if they don't want to listen to us, this is the embarrassment which we are going to see every time from the government. But I want to tell all of us as young people, let us stand up with due respect. Let us approach the government and tell them to say, it's not that when we come out, we are fighting the government. It's not that when we come out, we are trying to affiliate ourselves to other political parties. But it's because we are demanding for what we want in our country. And the government must be willing to hear us. It is sad, and it is even embarrassing. I was talking to some of these prominent figures. I was telling them to say, this is embarrassing. Please, for once, just try to hear us and act on what we are crying for. We are the people who wants the development than this embarrassment which we are seeing from our government. I think let me give chance to others to air their views as well for now.
Yeah, I think I can join you. Yeah, there are two things which I'm doing a study on Zambian situation. The first one is inequality, then the second one is accountability. In any governance, if these two are missing, no matter what you are going to do, you are not going to achieve or satisfy the electors. So very soon, I think I'm going to present a paper on those two issues, on inequality and accountability, because those are the two major things which has brought to where we are. And I think in the next government, which we are going to go with, the first thing we should look at is inequality and accountability. If these two are there, then all the system, the foundation, it's like when you are building your house, we have built nice roof and so on, but the foundation is very weak. So we have got weak on inequality and accountability. So I'll give more details, I think, in a few weeks coming. I'm doing a presentation on those two things and to find a way forward. If you achieve those two things, as youth, as women, then we can run the government. But with those two things, I'm telling you, no matter what we are going to do, we are not going to go anywhere. I think that's my research which I've done.
Yeah, but what's your comments, Mr. Ingwe, on the images of, the president's page posting images of development, which is happening in Israel, in other places, and then posted on Facebook as we are working hard, this is what we are doing. What would you say about that? Because to me, that's fraud by deception and false representation. It's fraud. I can't go to any immigration border with a passport of my sister and say, this is Lillian Mutambo because we look alike. I mean, I will be arrested straight away. So what would you call this? Is it fraud?
I agree with you, Riri. You remember, I think almost 2 months ago, you have been struggling for them to tell them that they should apologize to the youth for what they did.
Yes.
So when people are not ready to apologize, that is part of accountability, because we are human beings. I can't say I've never made a mistake. You can't say I've never made a mistake. So immediately you make a mistake, you should come up to your public and say, guys, this is all wrong and so on. So what I can say is, whatever they make a mistake, they don't want to come in open and apologize and so on. So that's one of the...
They always want to justify their wrongs and blame it on it's this opposition leader and that opposition leader. And some people's eyes are open. And now some of us speaking, people are saying we are cadres, even when we are not.
So that one,
Messi, I think
the press assistant to put, it's supposed to come out. It's okay, guys, I made a mistake. I put this post and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, if somebody is running my page, I have control over my page. I should at least say, oh, okay. Because at the end of the day, the world is watching. BBC is watching, everybody, because this is the head of state. So everybody looks for news on his page. So imagine the embarrassment of them collecting images from you.
I'll give you an example. There is a managing director. Most of managing directors, they have got secretary who type letters. So there are some errors. Then the director quickly put his signature. You cannot blame your secretary. She's the one who made a mistake. The letter has gone out maybe to the what and what. Then they've called you, Mr. Director, how did you type this letter? Yes, you should now find how to solve that problem, to talk to those people, apologize to those poor guys, there was a mistake and so on. Then you deal with your secretary, the one who typed. So to me, I think they should quickly apologize about that mistake which has happened in the press. I've seen it in Al Jazeera and other press and so on. Yeah.
Can I come in?
Sorry, hold on. Prophet J. Angel says it's painful to be in a country where the presence of the president is absent. Zambia has no president because it did. If it did, we couldn't see the silence of the president basically during the times of troubles. Let me allow Chimunya, who's been coming in and out in Zambia, to speak because of signal. You guys are in the diaspora. Water are in the UK. You have enough internet. Let's wait for these people to come and at least speak briefly. So Chimunya, if you can speak briefly because of your signal, and Mr. Henry Nasilele and Princess as well, please say something.
All right.
What is your take about everything that's going on?
Thank you so much to have this. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I would like to comment one or two things concerning the governance and the way they are managing the resources. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, we can just go on.
Yeah, starting from 2016, just after the elections, what happened, and even before the announcing of the results, the way they were counting the results, so on and so forth. You know, it's really embarrassing to see an elderly person, you know, he's just quoting numbers from his head. And, you know, provinces that doesn't exist. You know, it's really embarrassing. And just after the elections, you find that the street vendors were, being harassed and chased out of the street. But this time around, if I go to town, I'll be able to find a lot of people selling on the street. What's the meaning of that? So in short, what I'm trying to say is that our government is trying to make people blind so that people cannot see their agenda.
Yes.
Okay. So they want to make us think that it's a government which cares, when in reality it's not, which is very embarrassing. Imagine you're a parent, and your children wants to ask for something, or rather to say something, and then you say, no, you just brush him off to say, no, talk to me some other time. There's a way of addressing me, I'm your parent, such kind of things. But when it comes to voting, they knew before us.
Yes.
They show all that humbleness. Sometimes they even roll on the ground,
Yes.
negotiating, a vote from us just after voting for them. Just after voting for them, they are in those positions, in those offices, not knowing that we are the same people that employed them, because we are the employees. We are the employer. We employed those people. But when we want to comment something, they threaten us. Disgruntled youths, if you like.
Disgruntled.
Yes, of course we are angry, because what we want is not what is happening. But that shouldn't be the case, to say, no, you should threaten us because we want to, protest. No.
Yeah. And just to add on there, comrade, just to add on there, you know what, if somebody is not willing to hear from advisors, then that person will never bring any development. That president will never bring any development to the nation. Because look at, the president just taught the nation the things which he's not even aware of. Imagine. If the president knew what was happening on the ground, that's why I mourn Mr. Sata. Every time that I think of that man, I mourn Mr. Sata, because Mr. Sata could leave the top of his office, go and see for himself what is happening on the ground. The president just seated in his office. Yeah, he should enjoy. It's his office. Yeah, and it's a well-conditioned office, so he should enjoy being there. But let him not forget what he was elected for. He was given the mandate to serve the Zambian people. He was seated in his office, not knowing whatever is happening out there, but the people are misleading him and giving him fake information to give to the nation. At the end of the day, he gets embarrassed. So the president, I think he must take time to sit and reflect. Because we are, but unfortunately we have a president who just sits in his office and wait for information from these people who misleads him every time, and he doesn't care for whether we are not happy, whether we try to express ourselves, or what we hear is intimidation and we can't speak anymore. So we will not engage into government issues, but whatever he does now, we judge him so harshly, and he should blame his cabinet ministers, and he should blame his followers, the people around him, because they have misled him, and himself, he doesn't want to come to hear from us, because we are the people who can tell him the truth, the things that we undergo, the things that affect us on the ground. So this is really embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. This is very painful.
Yeah, so, looking at the way they were announcing the results, 2016 general elections, okay, there were some numbers that were being quoted, like 28,850 Shakut, PF, and looking at the number of registered voters, The registered
Yes.
voters were 28,000, and Mr. Edgar Lungu got 29,000. What's that? What's that? Eh? And as a country, we were quiet up to date. We were very quiet up to today. No wonder they know that they have made those mistakes. They know that they have made a lot of crimes. And now they want to push in some other, way of trying to
backdoor means
to blindfold people's minds. Beauty.
Let me allow.
This time around, there's beauty. That is
something because of
dictatorship approaching on our nose.
Let's allow Wale to say something a bit because of signal.
Yeah, I'll be
because
quick.
of signal. People keep on cutting.
I just want to bring this point because I think it is being overlooked by every Zambian. The people are giving ultimatums to the opposition leaders. You know that they are cadres. They are the cadres who have no authority. They are not part of the security for the president. The president has the access to all the security wings in our country, isn't it?
The commander.
Yeah, but I don't know why the police are not arresting those, because that is criminality of the worst kind. Why? On
that
what
is
capacity?
Dictatorship, my brother.
That
is dictatorship.
Okay.
To the opposition.
That is dictatorship, my brother.
Let's allow Prince to speak because Prince it keeps going, cutting in and out. Prince, would you like to say something briefly?
No way.
Disconnected. Okay, carry on, Walia.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to bring up that point because as if it is as simple as it is. You remember what happened in Ron? Criminals came from Lusaka to come and insult Mr. Kambwe in Ron constituency. We haven't heard of any arrests, you see. But if it were cadres from NDC to insult I won't mention anyone.
It was a sponsored agenda, my brother.
But you know the goodness of the internet. We are keeping all those records, and the videos are being kept in safe as well, because obviously at one point in future they will be used, and those faces will be brought to book one day. That's the goodness of internet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what would you say about what's happening now? Like, should development from the current government happen towards the elections, or it should have happened before? And for the next government or the aspiring leaders, should they start telling us about the developments that they will do in Zambia now, or should they even start demonstrating that this is what they are going to do? What do you think of that?
Lily, you have 5 years in which to, let me say, you are studying a program for 5 years, and then you are in your 4th year. You have been getting, I don't know, after credit,
zeros.
I don't know. Yes, and then in your final year, you say, I'm going to pass with a distinction. Yeah, you're unsatisfactory. Yeah, and then in your 5th year, you say, I'm going to pass. Yeah, I'm going to pass with a distinction. Where on earth can that happen? How possible is it?
It is not possible. It is not possible. You haven't got even a merit.
Yeah, so
you can't jump from.
So whatever they are saying, we are but I've got brains. 2021 is coming. We are going to use our brains well. By the way, 2021 won't be a tribal vote. We'll vote for a leader, not for a tribalist. No, that won't do. Mbemba, and if I just keep on saying, no, I'm a northerner, I can't vote for me. I'll vote for a leader, not for my tribal man. No, that I won't do. Thank you. Let me leave others to contribute here.
Thank you so much for your contribution. And remember, keep your comments respectful. You know, lots of mature people watch these programs. By the time we end this, they'll be watching in America, all parts of the world. So remember, let's welcome a man I have missed seeing so much for the past weeks, Joanne. Joanne, how are you? Oh, Joanne. Joanne, how are you? Let me unmute. Hold on. Joanne, you need to unmute your volume first.
Hi.
You unmute your volume.
Hi.
Meanwhile, how are you, Joanne?
I'm okay, dear. How are you?
I'm
It's
fine.
good to
It's
see
been
you
a long
after a
time.
while.
Let's allow Water to speak first, and then you can speak after Water.
Thank you. Thank you.
Water, what's your point, my dear? Water.
God.
Can you hear? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Water.
I'm trying. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. I was putting Water on standby because he has enough Wi-Fi in England.
Hello?
Yeah, speak, Water.
Loud and clear, right?
Yeah, you can speak. Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. I don't know if it's good evening that side in Zambia. Everyone.
Yeah, it's good. It's good evening.
For me, where I am, it's already in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just surprisingly like how the questions I have, like, for especially for our president, whereby like what is he trying to gain like by posting those downloads? Reminds me of North Korea. In North Korea, like most of the stuff to their shops, like in shopping malls, they put fake fruits. When some people are there in North Korea, and those are just fake fruits, which remind me of what the president doing. Like that's where Zambia is also leading to, like to North Korea, that style of life. Can you hear me, please?
Sure, we can.
Yes, we can.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, we can hear you.
All right, okay. Yeah. So and then I saw on the on this man's page, what's his name? This big man, Mr. GBM, like trying to say something like that. He said something like that. So for me, as
like
being a father, as a big man, like trying to be using such things, and that shows that PF, they're already defeated. So that's why they're trying, like, by all means, like, by the way, so no, I don't belong to any campaign, to any political party, value whatsoever. Yeah, so
yeah,
and this is just making a name way bad for Zambia, because Zambia is now just a joke. It's really a joke.
Yeah.
I've got the Zambian flag in my room, so I'm even just about to remove it.
No, you can't. You can't do that.
Otherwise, that's what I wanted to contribute on.
Thank you so much. You can't remove the Zambian flag because of a few individuals. You can't remove the flag because of a few individuals. Just know that the flag is an important symbol of our freedom in Zambia. Yeah. So, Joanne, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay, sir.
That's good. I've really missed the live videos.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, it's good that we've started the ball rolling again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, what would you like to say? Obviously, you're following what's happening. You've heard that the president's posts and the images that he's been posting, they're from Israel, they're from Nigeria, they're from Ethiopia. The roads are even Ethiopian roads. So many things have been said, and people have discovered a lot, even Jerusalem as well. It's crazy. What would you say about everything?
First and foremost, one thing has to be taken, has to be noted. Somebody told me that as a teacher, you are a role model to the community.
It's possible for me to join the conversation on YouTube. Is it very possible?
We can, the floor is open, don't worry. We can talk as many topics, don't worry. It's just those that are coming in, maybe they want to discuss this. You can change, you can talk about something different, it's fine.
Okay, yeah, so.
Joanne, carry on, sir.
Thank you. So what I was saying is somebody told me that as a teacher, you are a role model to the community. Whatever you do matters a lot. In a situation where you are praised and you step out of the road to relieve yourself, the day a pupil will see you, they will carry the message to all corners, and that will be the beginning of loss of integrity from the pupil. What I'm trying to drive to is leaders are role model in everything that they do, be it ministers, be it presidents, be it musician, be it pastor. Everything that is done, you stand as a role model to the citizens or the nation. When you get pictures that does not belong to you, you portray those pictures to be your pictures. It becomes an area of concern, a very big area of concern, because people will start doubting your integrity. Why should Zambia get pictures of another nation and portray as though that is what is existing in our country? It doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense. Why should Zambia and leaders, because one thing that I know is for any information to be on the public media, as a party or a government, there should be individuals that audit the information that is going to be posted on the media. So if somebody comes and tells me that the government wasn't aware to what was being posted, then I'll question that person's integrity. Secondly, I won't take it as gospel truth, because every information that comes either from the president, from a minister, from whoever that belongs to a reputable institution such as the government is always audited. So whatever was posted was edited, and there was somebody who gave a go-ahead for that information to go on the public media.
Of course.
That's the thing.
You say that. So that is my stance. So I'm not going to say no, the president wasn't aware, the ministers were not aware, they were aware. What are they trying to drive at the moment is to depict, to give Zambia a picture that it doesn't have. You want to dress Zambia with this golden garment, while in the actual sense, Zambia is not dressed up at all, which doesn't make sense. So that should be an eye-opener to each and every Zambian, because the same way it has happened, it is the same thing that has been happening. Musicians are being given money. There are a lot of projects that are coming into play right now to say, no, youth empowerment, this and that, which in my case doesn't make sense. It's like, I'll give an example. If I'm a parent, I've been starving my children all this while without anything. At the point of death, because the children have complained bitterly, even the neighbors have complained to say, this man is a very evil father, a bad father who doesn't take care of his family. That's when now I go and buy a 25 kg of meal and come and cook unshima in a big pot to feed my family for that particular day. Will they survive? No, they're already dying. It doesn't make sense. You see that? And at the same time, this is another thing that, you know, Zambians, we should open our eyes and our ears to hear the right words, our eyes for us to see the reality. Today we may be fed, just like we were fed in 2016. We were fed in 2016 and they forgot about us because they thought the food they fed us will carry us on up to 2020, 2021. You see that now, because they've realized that these people are dying children, they want now to come and pretend as though they want to give us enough food that will feed us. Yes, it will feed us today, but for how long? Because they will do the same thing. They fed us and forgot about us. They want to feed us again so that we, you know, when they feed us, we will praise them, we'll jump up and down and say, they are good parents, they are good parents. While in the actual sense, when they get what they have, like they did, they will forget about us. You see that, which doesn't really make sense. And it should open the Zambian, you know, us Zambians' eyes should open in all corners of Zambia. Northern province, southern province, Copper Belt, everywhere. As youth, let's open our eyes and vote wisely. I've always been saying, look, if it will get us to a point as youths where we'll start doing a trial and error, we bring in this regime. If we are not happy, let's kick them out. Until one day we'll be given the right person. God gave us a test of time. We had Mwanawasa, who we had hope. And, you know, within a short period of time, he was taken away from us, which was a good indicator by God that at the right time, I will give you the right person to lead you. But we don't know who that person is. The best that we can do is we've tested the current regime. They've failed us. Let us try another regime. If we are not happy, we'll ask them to step aside until we get to a point where us Zambians will be happy, because then we'll have the right person to lead us. Not a situation where they keep giving us, you know, false hopes of the future that does not exist. No, it doesn't make sense. You see that? Because at the moment they are desperate. That's why in their desperation, what are they doing? They are using threats, which is also painful. You know what? It is always said in the Bemba proverb says, if you want to get a worm from a chicken, you need to be calm, have patience. You see that, find a way that you are going to woo the chicken to yourself and get the worm that you want to get it, not using force. What does force depict? Force is an indicator of dictatorship. It's an indicator of dictatorship. We are not in a dictatorial way. But from the look of things, to be honest with you, each time I sit, it scares me, because what I'm seeing from PF or the current regime, starting from the top to the most least person who's a beneficiary, it is dictatorship, because all their traits and you know, whatever they are portraying is pointing to dictatorial. You cannot tell somebody to say you won't go to Copper Belt to campaign. You won't go to Lusaka to campaign. You won't go to Northern Province to campaign.
Or to do business.
Yes,
or even
but
to do business.
No go area.
no go area. It doesn't work like that. It only works in a dictatorial way. Now, you know, the problem
Yeah.
is I wished our leaders would have their eyes open and be wise enough, because when you use force, even to a child, if you want to control a child and you use force, you distance them from yourself and you make them more stubborn, because all you are imparting in that child is hate and pain. You see that? So the more they try to fix Zambians in amidst the anger situation that is being experienced by everyone, amidst the harsh economy that we have, they add on more pain. You see that? Because at the moment, the only thing that a Zambian is looking forward to is hearing somebody who give you a word of hope. Tomorrow things will be better. Don't worry about today. Not somebody who come with a weapon to whip you in addition to the pain that you are going through. It doesn't make sense. So lastly, Lily, I know there are a lot of my colleagues that would want to say one or two words. My plea to all youths in Zambia, whichever place in Zambia that you are, please let us be wise enough. Let us be wise enough. Come 2021, let us change the regime. Let us find another team that will lead us and see whether there will be hope for the next Zambia. Let us not be wooed by a bread that we are going to be given today. To make the matters worse, what is even more frustrated is they give, instead of giving us bread to feed, they give us alcohol, which makes us more confused. You see that? Instead of them giving us hope for a better future, they give us alcohol so that we become violent, kill ourselves, injure ourselves while they are seated comfortably with their children. They are not even affected in any way. Is that the Zambia that we want? No. We need better. We are civilized, we are educated people who can do it better. It is high time as youths that we rose up and say, called sin, let's call sin by its name. Sin is sin. Evil is evil. Let us not try to justify by virtue of affiliation. No, we are all getting affected. Today, we may be smiling, you and me, who've been probably been given this little privileges. We can smile today, but the question is, this is the question I ask myself. What happens tomorrow with my children? I may not be there. I may not have the opportunities and privileges that I have today. But what happens with my children tomorrow? That's the question that we should all ask ourselves. So Zambia should not just end right within ourselves. No, we should see Zambia beyond tomorrow when we won't be there. Hence, we should create a good Zambia for our children, so that when we are no longer there, our children should have something something good to say about us as parents and leaders. That's the little contribution.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Joanne. I will allow Mercy. I missed Mercy so much to come on board. And Mercy, our question as well, we should carry on, speaking on this fact. What is the expectation of the government presently? I know we've complained so much about them, and now we've seen them rushing to this project and that project and that project. What do we expect as a youth of Zambia? You can also comment, and I'll read your comments, guys. And also, what do we expect from the opposition leaders? Mercy, it's your floor.
Hello. How are you? I missed this.
How are you, Mercy?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine. We're back on these live streams.
Oh, thank God. I missed the live streams. So it's nice to see everyone back. Yeah. I'm just shocked, shocked and embarrassed on behalf of the country that the highest office that we have in the land can be used in such an embarrassing way to be spreading misinformation. How careless do you have to be to use fake photos to advance some false narrative of something that you haven't actually done, and you're going to claim that this is the work that you're doing in the country? It's ridiculous. And I think we are above making excuses of, oh, I've been misled. Oh, you know, someone else made it out to me that this information was right. You are above that. As a president, you can't be making those excuses anymore. How long have you been president? How long have you been president of this country? These excuses are above you. You cannot be using them anymore. They are not valid, and we don't accept them as Zambians. If anything, it just points to failure. If you can't do the job, leave it for others who are capable. You cannot be making excuses all the time. And the other thing that I was very disappointed with is trying to suppress other political parties, threatening them that you can't go to certain areas. Like I heard that UPND has been threatened; they can't go to the Copper Belt. I think they've been told they can't go there. I mean, that is ridiculous. You cannot stop Zambians from moving within the country freely. You cannot stop Zambians from trading. We're talking about empowerment. You failed to provide jobs for people of the country, and they're using their initiative to try and do business, you know, so that they can earn a living, and you're going to stop that. It's just symbolic of dictatorship, because the next thing that you're going to hear, it won't just be UPND. It's going to be another political party. It's going to be MMD. You can't go to certain areas. You cannot campaign. I mean, who are they to stop Zambian people? Why are you infringing Zambians' rights? You know, it's really ridiculous. It has to stop. People need to move around freely. And for somebody, especially a person who deems themselves to be a leader, when you stay silent, when someone is making threats, it means that you're complicit. This president specializes in staying silent on important issues. He should be coming out and condemning the people who are saying you cannot go to the Copper Belt and you cannot trade. He should come out and condemn them. Yeah, and then the other thing is, there was some complaints about I think the southern province where the president was visiting at some point. I don't know whether he was booed or people said some stuff to him that he didn't like. I'm not quite sure, but from the tiny short videos that I have seen, he was actually booed. I mean, people have a right to express themselves.
Yeah, the president was booed. The president was booed in Monze, and the reason why he was booed was that the people in Monze are not happy with what's going on. And you see, somebody said something on Facebook. The person was saying, next year you'll be disappointed if you think you can sit on social media and talk about this thing, you'll be disappointed next year. And I told the person, you don't know the power of social media. If you didn't have the power of social media that we have now, you wouldn't see people rushing, you know, to do the contracts that they are doing. We wouldn't see the PF cadres, you know, sharing this and that, or this other cadre sharing this and that. There's pressure, you know. So the people might be in Monze. I have people who watch me on my YouTube channel, on YouTube, not even Facebook, YouTube. And they'll become, when I do live streams separately, not the ones that we do like this, they'll be telling me, I'm watching you from places I've never heard of. In the villages, people are watching YouTube.
And it's so very good.
All these things they are watching, they know that people are going through, they know what's going on. So what do you expect? They will communicate with each other and they will just boo the president. Nobody told them to boo the president, but they feel it was insinuated by an opposition party. Carry on.
That's a tired excuse. Everything that people say, when they criticize you, you blame the opposition. That is a tired excuse. If you're going to be using that tired excuse all the time, you do not deserve to be in government. Because what you should be doing now is focusing on development, focusing on issues like youth unemployment, making sure systems are efficient so that pensioners can be paid, making sure that the poor who are not able to go to school because of their circumstances, you have to make sure that you're working on those things. And also you have to make sure that you're promoting freedom of expression. When people are coming out and intimidating people who have a different view from your own, and then you stay silent, you're complicit in that. If anything, you're living vicariously through those people because they're carrying out your orders. That is why you're not criticizing them. You're silent. You tend to criticize the wrong people. You tend to go to the wrong people and ask them to apologize when they've done nothing wrong, but stand up for Zambian citizens who are oppressed. So this government has things backwards, and it seems they cannot function, and the time is really short for them. So they're merely just scrambling. That is what they're doing. They're just scrambling and moving anyhow because they have to try and close these little holes that have been created in the bathtub because all the water is running out. So they're just fixing a problem which shouldn't have existed in the first place had they done their job. So really and truly, they have failed. That is why they are resorting to tactics of intimidation. And about the issue of where the president was booed, Zambians have a right to express how they feel. I mean, what did he expect? A warm reception? Is that what he expected? When you have failed to stand up for Zambians who are being oppressed by Chinese investors, you have failed to come out and defend them, and you've also failed to come out and criticize those who are abusing Zambians. How can you expect a warm reception when you are selling the country to the foreigners? You are not protecting local businesses. How do you expect a warm reception from the people of Zambia? They have every right to express how they are feeling. If anything, he should be working, to ensure Zambians have a better life. And for areas where he has failed, he needs to come out, and apologize and admit. But anyway, that's not going to make much of a difference because it's time to go. You've been given plenty of time in which to perform, and you have failed. So therefore, it is time to leave. Those are my thoughts on what's going on.
Yeah, you see, the biggest problem that we have with the current regime is I've never seen a political party that rides on praises. They don't understand that governance is about checks and balance. All they want is to be hearing praises from the citizens. Whoever does not praise them becomes an enemy. Where on earth? Whoever does not praise them becomes an enemy, and threats will follow you. Is that the way a nation is supposed to be? They don't understand that governance is about checks and balance. That's why now we've got, the moment they heard the Zambians expressing their feelings, their feelings in Southern Province, what happened? They go and attack an innocent person. Was he there to tell the citizen that this is how you behave? No. They acted in the manner they acted because of their feelings. We've had situations where the opposition will go to Northern Province or other areas of their stronghold, use the heel statements towards the opposition. Have the opposition complained? No. Has the government complained those attacks? No. If you go on social media right now, listen to words that are coming from the PF members. It's about threats, insults. You rarely hear the opposition insulting the government. No, but it's them who are busy insulting us citizens, insulting the opposition, insulting everyone, and the government are quiet. What type of governance is that, where all you want is better things on your side? No, it doesn't work like that.
But
Thank
those
you so
insults
much, sir.
and the
Let me
silence,
just
it
allow.
reflects the government. The insults from PF and then the government stays silent. It reflects what they think. It's exactly what this government does. They insult. They're just using cadres to do that on their behalf. Because if someone is doing wrong and they are associated with your party and you don't agree with their behavior, you need to come out and condemn it. But the fact that this government never comes out to condemn this, it shows that they agree with it. Because when there was an issue with Bowman, they were very quick to, sorry, not Bowman, Miles Sampa. They were very quick to come out. They didn't take long. to make him apologize. Yeah, they moved so quickly to make him apologize to the Chinese. Yes. And very, very quickly, they were silent about the oppressions that Zambians are facing. So their priorities are very, very misplaced. They move quickly in areas they are not supposed to be moving quickly. They move quickly to go and do wrong. And they don't move at all to do what is right. So it's very, very sad. However, we have the power within us. We just have to make sure that we vote. And also this business of cadreism, I actually think it's very toxic. It's very, very toxic because of the environment that it creates, where it intimidates citizens. And the result of that is that people are afraid to express themselves. People shouldn't fear, you know, to criticize the government where they are doing wrong. So this government just wants yes men all the time. You can't say anything else. Yes, 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 boss. Yes, yes, boss. That is why they're making silly mistakes, silly blunders, using the wrong stolen photos, because you want people who say yes to everything. These are the results of it. So this is failed leadership. It's a failed government. And for the opposition, I think we need to be asking tough questions. Personally, I don't feel cadreism is appropriate because of the environment that it's creating. You know, it suppresses freedom of expression. I think I would like to hear from the opposition some level of commitment to ending this environment of cadreism. We need people to come out and speak out, because it is before they come in that you need to be asking these tough questions, and they need to give you an answer, so that when they mess up, you have places where you can check and you can see where they have failed. So I would like to see the end of cadreism. I would like to see a government, or sorry, a new political party or a new government that comes in and can stand up for Zambian citizens who are oppressed, who can stand up to the foreign investors, the ones that are not doing what is right within our country, the foreign investors who are abusing Zambians. I would like to see for these different political parties, when they come up, I would like to see them answer those questions. Will they commit to that? Because what we are seeing from the current PF government is a government that doesn't have a backbone. They cannot stand up to foreign investors. I mean, just imagine, how are they dealing with national security? Because as a country, there's bigger issues of security that we have to deal with on the world stage. So if you're failing to deal with one investor who's oppressing people of your country, what are you going to do when America is dictating to you? When China starts dictating to you, what are you going to do? You can't stand up to one person. So we need to be concerned about national security. And this business of building certain infrastructure where you'd expect a certain level of security, you're actually even at risk of foreign governments bugging you. So you can't have conversations that are actually private as a government, because you've outsourced all of these jobs to these governments. So you have no state secrets, and so they control you. That is why they will come and say to you, learn our language, but you can't come around and say, oh no, we've got enough languages in our country, thank you very much. Why don't you learn ours? You're saying yes to everything that they're telling you. So we need a government that has a backbone. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that PF is not the right government. If a Chinese investor, cuts your leg off, PF government will tell you to apologize to the abuser, and they won't stand up to them. So they, unfortunately, they need to go. I'm sorry to say. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much, sis. Vincent, Mali, and then Clement, and then we shut the live stream. Conrad. Vincent, what would you like to say?
Hello, Madam Lily, how are you?
What would you like to say?
Actually, I have a few complaints to figure out. Are you able to get me?
Okay. Yes, we are.
Hello, is my mic clear? Is my mic clear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Actually, it's really a disappointment. All right. Okay. It's a disappointment in what we are going through. Actually, I would just want to comment because today I listened to a lot of voice notes from PF cadres who are giving a go nowhere area for our incoming president. So to say that he is going to be ending in Lusaka, I don't know whether that will house. a thing that we think as other fellow youths around Zambia. Because the youths are not only in Lusaka, and wherever they are, everywhere we are youths there. And we cannot allow a person we have got a hope into to just lose popularity because some people are going to be standing onto their own interests. So looking at the issue of the post of those fake photos, we have the right to talk about it. And when they have messed up, they have messed up. And when we have to talk about also the issue of booing the president, I think the only point I see here is when they have denied us the right to express ourselves at a time we want to talk to them, then they keep us to have something that we keep in our hearts. I remember that we keep it for a long time. So when a chance is availed, we will do it at a time when we need us to show the respect. When we are called to come and line up to the president, and when we already have things which we had in our hearts. So we will take that chance to show them that this is what we wanted to tell you at a particular time when we had that chance to communicate with you in a normal way. So even in schools, when those movements pass, they use the subjugation to booing. So we don't see any offense in that. And as long as things remain the way they are, we will show them what we are supposed to do. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Are you with me?
Commander One. Commander One.
Hello, Lily.
Hi. How are you? Hello.
You may go ahead, Mr. Commander.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I'm so excited to see that we have a good number of people from Zambia, especially youths, coming up to come to understand of the happening in the land, of which is very, very important. Apart from, I'll speak in two phases. Number one, it's very important to pray. That's important to pray. It's very important to pray. Number two, it's also important to use our physical eyes. The Bible says, watch and pray. Watch and pray. So it talks about watch with your eyes and pray. And what is happening in the land, for example, the few
Prophet Jay,
pictures.
if you could speak.
Hello?
Prophet Jay.
Okay. Good evening. I believe you
If
can
Prophet
hear
Jay
me.
can speak.
Are you able to hear me?
Oh, Commander One.
Lily,
Commander
are
One
you
is
able to
frozen.
hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I can go ahead.
Please.
Yeah, so I greet everyone that is here. It's a wonderful thing to be here on this platform. So I believe I've got just something to contribute. I'm not going to take a lot of time. So I saw what people posted earlier. And I just want to add something. There is a lot that has happened in Zambia when it comes to the issue of leadership. And when it comes to the issue of leadership, the problem with us most of the time, Zambians, this is where the problem is. When it comes to choosing leaders, we don't do a lot of evaluation. We don't do a lot of evaluation when it comes to choosing leaders. There are certain things or few things that we need to put into consideration when we are choosing leaders. And one of the things we look at their integrity. We look at their character. We look at their moral. You look at their humility. But most of the time when it comes to us Zambians choosing leaders, what we go for first is what we call humility. We just look at the person and say he looks humble. In Zambia, everybody or anyone that looks humble can be the president. So there are things that we overlook, and that's why we are where we are today. And when it comes to leadership, you need to understand that leadership plus management is what gives success to the country. And the reason why in Zambia we cannot see success is because it's either the leadership or the management. Because what I know is that leadership plus good management is equal success. So if leadership is not well, or probably if management is affected, that is the reason why we are where we are as Zambia. Just like when you look at the mistakes that have been made, like those mistakes, you look at the presidential level, the mistake of posting pictures that belong to other countries, and you upload them and you post them that these are projects that are taking place in Zambia. You look at that, that should tell you about the management. Because if leadership can be good, but management is not good, it is not going to give you success, it is going to give you a failure. So when it comes to leaders, we need to do a lot of evaluation. When we are choosing the leader, we need to choose the right leader for the right task. So in Zambia, what has happened is like we have chosen a wrong leader for the right task. So this is what is happening. Because what is happening in Zambia now is like just what you call spante pante. It's like things are just happening in a way that you cannot understand. Even a grade 7, even a grade 5, we look at what is happening, the happenings in Zambia, and say this is not normal. What is happening in Zambia is not normal. Just like I said earlier, like our president, there is the absence of the presence of the president in Zambia. There is the absence. Because some of us, we want to say, is the president there? Is the president still in charge? What is happening? It is just like a car. Then the driver is not in on the driver's seat. And it is like the car is just moving on its own. And you don't know the destination. You don't know where the car is supposed to stop. And this is what is happening in the nation of Zambia. Now, it is up to us people to come to our senses and to realize, because if we are not going to make right decisions, we are still going to find ourselves in the same place. So when the politicians, they come to us, they will always come to us, they will always look up, and that is the greatest weapon that the enemy or the devil uses in Zambia. Because us Zambians, we look at the person and we say he is humble, he qualifies to be the president. But what is happening right now, when we look at the president of Zambia, I can just openly say that on qualities of leadership, he has failed. I'm a teacher by profession, and I understand the qualities of a leader. On the qualities of a leader, President Lungu, he has failed. Because as a leader, you look at the people that you are leading as your children. You look at them as your children. You don't see yourself as a boss. So that's why when you look at the people that you are leading as your children, every time they cry unto you, you open your ears and you ear to their cry. Now, when the president, every time something comes up, then he goes quiet on something that can bring about innovation, something that can bring about change. But a president decides to remain silent. When somebody like Lily today, she goes on and says something, you see people that will be threatening her and saying all nasty things. But when people who are called cadres, because this thing of cadres is something that that does not set well with me, and I don't want even to think about it, because there is no country, if we have got good leadership in place, there is no country that can be led by the cadres. The cadres are there, they've become decision makers. So you need to understand, because there are things and there are processes when it comes to decision making. So you wonder in Zambia, who is making decision? Anybody today can just come, the PF cadre can make decision and address HH and say, this is what we are going to do. And on such matters, you find the president of Zambia, he decides to remain silent. And you wonder what is happening. But on issues pertaining the well-being of the country, where youth will come and say, we are protesting because there are things that are not okay, you'll find the president remaining silent. And that should tell you a lot, because you cannot have a leader. I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor. I'm also a parent. I'm a father. You cannot have the people that you are leading in your home. Your wife is crying to you that there is no food, there is no cooking oil, and you remain silent. You look at that. Then your neighbors, you find that what is happening in the neighbor, those are the issues that you are concerned and you want to talk about or voice out.
Okay, so we have lost him there. We've lost him. We've also lost the other man of God as well. Clement, what would you like to say very briefly, and then we'll probably end the live stream. Prophet Jay is still back. Clement, what would you like to say before I bring back Prophet Jay, and then we'll end the live stream after Prophet Jay? What would you like to say?
Hello.
Yes, hi Clement, how are you? Very briefly, how are you doing?
Hello.
Yes, how are you? How are you?
Okay.
Fine, thank you.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you can speak. We can hear you.
Yeah, I just want to talk on the issue of blocking HH in Lusaka.
Okay.
As this country, Zambia, we have people, and the people's power can decide on the people. They're able to decide and do whatever they want to do, not as an individual. Always somebody can block someone campaigning or doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Decision.
I think the signal is not good, Clement.
If Zambians have decided to change government,
Clement, you have to go and come back. Your signal is not good. Let Prophet Jay, if you can carry on very briefly, then we'll have a bit of turnaround and a bit of, because we will need to end the live stream.
I also
we'll have
want
another one
to
tomorrow. Okay, Prophet Jay, carry on.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, that we need the quality, we need the leadership. When we are looking at the kind of leadership that we need in Zambia, it's not the leadership that we woke up just from slumber and say this person is a leader because he's humble. It is high time as Zambians we open our eyes and we look at things like I always say we should be long-sighted. We need to be long-sighted, not look at things with a short view perspective. We need to be long-sighted. When we are choosing the leaders, we don't just look at somebody because he's humble. We need to open our minds. And like I always say that in Zambia, we need to separate religion and politics. Religion is the weapon most of the Zambian politicians they use when they start campaigning, and you see it happening next year. It will start happening. They'll be using the churches to campaign. So it is high time, if we can make right decision, we need to make decision based on the free will ourselves. We need to make not somebody influencing us to say, no, this is the right candidate. And we need to remind ourselves that these leaders, we are the one who have put them to be in charge, to be in the office. And every time when we cry to them, every time when we are saying something, they need to hear us and they need to respond to our cries. But when they choose to ignore us, it is time for us now to wake up, because you cannot have a leader. Like I wanted to say earlier, I cannot be a husband. I cannot be a husband. Then I'm in a house where my wife is complaining there is no cooking oil, and I choose to ignore her. And this is what the president of Zambia has done. That's why I said, when it comes to the qualities of leadership, His Excellency President Lungu, he has failed. And when you are about to do something, before you even make a decision, you need analysis, you need evaluation, because you cannot just post a project and say this is what we are doing without even without collecting the information or inadequate adequate information. You just say these are the projects that you are doing. You are misleading the people that you are supposed to lead. And these people, because they are the one carrying the vision. Now, if the people carrying the vision we have put in office as leaders, they are the one now who are misleading us. Imagine, it is like you have got sight and you are being led by the blind. So this is what is happening. The people who are the pioneers, the people who should be there to make right decisions, they are the ones that are misleading us. So we need to open our eyes, and we are going into polls next year. And now we need to come to conclusion, like, what are we going to do about it? Because we can talk and talk, but we need to make right decision. And how do we make right decision? I said, we need to appoint a right person. And when we appoint the right person, that should be at the right time and to the right task. So it is like we have got somebody handling the right task who is the wrong person. So that is what I can say. So we need self-introspection as Zambians. We need to check ourselves, and next year we need to make right decisions.
Thank you so much for your contribution.
Is what I can say, Lily. And like I said,
thank you so much.
Can I add on?
Hi, Nachilombe.
Okay.
Hold on 1 minute. We have Nachilombe that has just come in. How are you?
Fine, thanks. I'm excited. I didn't know how to see something like this. I'm from Cardiff. I'm in Cardiff. But as you said, tomorrow will be the same program. What time? What time tomorrow?
We'll start at 7 p.m. British time.
Fine, thanks. Fine. I'm Rosie Kagwe Nachilombe from Cardiff.
Good to see you. Thank you for your support. Thank you. We normally have these live streams, Mom, but what happened was for the past few days, obviously, we were waiting for some topics to pile up, and then we had this emergency one today. And we usually have them from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. British time. And if I don't stop the Zambians, we can go on even up to 4 hours. So I have to just tell them, we need to stop. We need to stop.
Oh, all right. Okay. I'm excited. Yeah, I'll be part and parcel.
Oh, thank you so much for your support and for joining the membership. On my YouTube channel, I have what you call membership. Those who want to support me little can join membership and contribute, and Mom has decided to contribute. Thank you so much for joining the membership.
Okay then. I think there's an echo. It's not very clear, but at least I've heard you anyway. Yeah. I'm Rosie Carway, but my children name, so I'd rather be called by that name.
All right. Okay. No problem. Thank you so much, Mom.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll join you tomorrow. I hope I will have a platform to say something. I'm interested in my country.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome to speak tomorrow as well. We're just winding up this one, but tomorrow, 7 p.m. sharp British time, be on time.
Bye.
And we always have different topics. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Can I come in?
Hello, Lily.
I think Joanne wanted to say something.
Yes, just a short one.
We have Mawa. Hi, Mawa. How are you? Yes, Mawa. Malu.
Yeah.
Oh, Mulu.
Yes.
Sorry, Mulu.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello. How are you? How is everybody? My Zambian family. How are you? This is Mulwork from Ethiopia. I just want to say my support for all your struggles, because we Ethiopians are also struggling in our country. It's pretty much similar, except that in Ethiopia it's very in a critical situation. It's a long story, but yours, I fully support you guys. But don't depend too much on the vote, because these people, they will just reject even if they lose the vote, they will just reject the result and they'll just continue. So just be united and try to overthrow this useless leader, and then try to get your freedom now or never. Otherwise you will lose your country, and then you will have no home to pass through for your children. So just fight now, get your country. If Zambia is not well, Ethiopia we will also be affected. So it's very important for us as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's also important
And
for us.
Mulu,
Yes. Yes.
Mulu, yesterday I posted a video. We had a live stream and I was talking about the roads that the president said they are from Zambia. We've seen so many Ethiopians posting those same roads. What would you say about that? Because obviously you being from Ethiopia, you might have come across that roads project that was done allegedly by the current government in Ethiopia. Would you say they are Ethiopian roads or they are Zambian roads?
Sorry, which road are you referring to? Sorry, I'm not aware of that one.
Okay. All right. So basically, yesterday we had a post that went viral where the president of Zambia had posted the roads that were under construction, stating that they are Zambian roads. But then people discovered that those roads are actually from Ethiopia. So this was a post that I even shared on my page, which is in Ethiopian language on someone's page, where the person said all that in Ethiopian language, and the roads were shown. Yeah. So we were just
like
to say
there's a town in Ethiopia called
there's a town in Ethiopia
called Diredawa or something. Called Diredawa, Jijiga, whatever. Like that's.
Let me see on your website.
Okay, you know what I'll do? Let me post the link of the post on my YouTube, and then you can read it from there.
All right. Okay. But it could be. I mean,
then you
could be. Yeah. You see, the tactics are pretty much the same. These leaders are fooling the people. just to say that they've done this, they've done
Yes.
that, you know, it's the same in Ethiopia as well. But in Ethiopia, okay, they are actually doing constructions, but even that one is not what we want actually. What we want first of anything is peace and freedom.
Yeah.
But more than the constructions they've made.
And Mulu,
Yeah.
that's true. And Mulu, I'm planning to come to Ethiopia. Will I sleep in your house?
Oh, sure. I would. Please, if you come, let me know. Contact me, okay? Honestly.
Okay, well.
Sort something out. I actually emailed you a long time ago my email address. I texted on the message, but then you didn't send me any. Because there is also I've also a group whereby all Africans get unite and share their problems, and then we all together solve our own problems. Because if we unite, even with the Zambian problem, if we all Africans unite to solve just the Zambian problem, we can win. Instead of just only fighting only the Zambians for the Zambian problem, Yeah. So all the political activists. Yeah.
You just email me again, and then I'll email me again on lilymutamztv@gmail.com, and then we can discuss from WhatsApp about concerning that.
I will send you my email address by the message. Please check it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I have to end the live stream because thank you so much for everyone who's joined me on this live stream. I am having a bit of technical problem, so if I carry on, it will just delay and delay and delay.
I sent it the email.
So thank you so much, everybody. All right, no problem. So thank you so much for your love. We will continue the live stream tomorrow. I didn't want to take so long. Your contribution is valid. Tomorrow, please, let's meet at 7 p.m. British time, which is 8 p.m. Zambian time. We'll carry on with the topic because people complain when they come to the live stream and then they find that the live stream is so long. So I want to be making them at least within 2 hours. So thank you so much, everybody. Joanne, what's your last comment before we go?
Okay. My last comment is a prayer to everyone, especially to the team and the pastors. We prayed the other time for Chela, and God answered our prayers. Zambia was declared a Christian nation. That's a blessing that has been put upon Zambia. No matter how sinful we might be, God's blessings are upon us, and God's eyes are upon Zambia. On the day of prayer, can we use that day as Zambians to pray for liberation, that God should guide us to fight whatever evil forces that we are experiencing? Let us not shun away. The best way we can fight evil is on the actual day when evil is taking place, that we use God as a weapon to fight for him to help us fight what we are going through.
Okay.
Yes. The last point is what the pastor said.
That's Prophet Jay's department. Prophet Jay, are you listening? Prayer on Sunday.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yes.
Yeah, they have a request for you on Sunday to pray for the nation.
Yeah, we'll highly appreciate if that can be done, because you remember during slavery, the masters of slaves used Christianity as a weapon to silence the slaves. And this is what even right now our leaders are using. They are using Christianity to inflict pain and silence everyone. So those were my two last points, Lily.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Prophet J. Last word, and Kanta Moyo and Mercy, and then we shut the live stream. We only have Kuntamaya is gone. Prophet J and Mercy, and then we close the stream. Thank you so much.
No, I believe I can agree with what he has said. We just need prayers and to pray for the nation of Zambia. And I believe during the National Day of Prayer and Fasting, I believe when they'll be praying for the nation, I believe we might be as well be live on your platform and we can pray. We can come up with things that we'll be talking about and we'll be praying about also.
Yeah.
And
So
also
you
a
can come up
reminder.
with a program.
Yeah, and a reminder to those who are watching from Zambia, from different places. Like I said, in the first place, they need to remind themselves and move away from this thing where they say, no, President Lungu is chosen by God. Me, I abstain from that, because if you hear pastors saying, oh, even pastors said he's chosen by God, like I said, he's not chosen by God, but accepted by God. So people need to move away from that heading to say he's chosen by God, is a chosen one. He's not chosen, only accepted. So, which I believe we are going to address tomorrow, because I want the people of Zambia to know this very well, the difference between a chosen leader and the one that God has just accepted, because people want him to be a leader. And it's the confusion that is there in Zambia, because when he comes, oh, he's chosen by God. So people, before they go for polls, they need to distinguish these two things. We've got Aka Indechilema, Tanevas Mumba, and HH. Among these three people, there is one God has chosen to be the president.
And Kambwili.
And the two ones, and Kambwili, yeah. And the other ones, they are just acceptable leaders, which God can only accept if you vote for them. But there is one who God wants to be the president, and we'll address that tomorrow. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. So my people from Ethiopia, I have lots of Ethiopians that watch my YouTube channel, and sadly COVID-19 stopped my journey to Ethiopia. I was supposed to be in Ethiopia to do some vlogs about Ethiopia, and the Ethiopians are saying, yes, that's Ethiopian construction. It is a place called Jija. My Ethiopian family have confirmed, so no arguments, guys. Mercy, please, final words, and then we close the stream, please.
Okay, just a quick one. I know we've talked about the problems that we've had, and the question some people are asking is, what is it that we want? Well, we want a solution to the problems that are going on. So I would say we need to continue speaking out about maybe encouraging the end of cadreism, as I mentioned before. Opposition parties, all of them, the leadership that wants to become president, all of the opposition, they need to tell us what their commitment is to end cadreism. Then also we want their views and commitment to the fact that they're going to be transparent, because the current government has not been transparent about the financial transactions they've entered into with Chinese. We don't know the extent of our loans. I mean, the experts are saying the loans are much higher than what it is that they've actually told us. So we need transparency on that. We need an explanation of why they've gone and got a company from France to try and figure out our debt, to restructure it. Like, we don't have the brains and capacity from Zambians who are educated who can easily do this. It's almost as if there's a concept of white is right and black is not. You know, if a black person within the country, a Zambian person came and through their education explained to you how to restructure your debt, you won't take it. But if a white person came to you and said the exact same thing, all of a sudden it makes sense to you. So there's an element of decolonization of the Zambian minds that we need to work on, because it's actually evident when you see it with leadership. It's not just with white, maybe European, it's also with lighter skin, Chinese. Zambians are oppressed. One Zambian stands up, speaks for them. You tell that Zambian to apologize, but very quickly you stay silent to the Chinese oppression. So there's problems there. Next, you're getting doing as they tell you, to introduce Chinese into the country, like into the schools, and trying to make it compulsory. That is a problem. We need that dealt with, and we want to know what the opposition are going to do, what commitment they're going to give to that. To youth unemployment, you know, people need to be given rights to be able to protest without fear. It's very sad to see that the youths had to go into the bush to do a protest. But anyway, I'm glad they did, because their lives were okay in the end. And we need to see the opposition, what their commitment is to that. And then also we need to know their commitment to ending corruption and to hold the people who are in the current government to account. You know, the ones who have stolen, who own assets, which have a value much higher than what they earn. So we need these people to be investigated and held accountable, to be arrested. And when that is done, those assets that they bought using the money that they stole, all of those assets should be seized, sold, and used to repay the Zambian debt. They cannot be allowed to get away with anything. So we need to know from the opposition what their commitment is to holding these people to account, make sure that they pay for their crimes. We also need public reports. A report should be made on the investigation of the 48 flats. We need to know exactly what is happening. The problems that we've had are of transparency. So we need the opposition to commit to, investigating and providing a report for all Zambians to read about what's happened exactly with the 48 flats. We also need to know exactly what happens with the fire trucks. We need to know exactly what happened with the bicycles, because there seems the story doesn't seem quite right. We were told one thing and then now it switches with India. The donation doesn't make sense. We do have a bicycle manufacturing company, within Zambia. They could have been commissioned to make these bicycles for the police. So it does not make sense. I mean, the so-called country which they claim donated to Zambia, what are they getting out of this? So we need to know, and at whose cost. Also, we need to know exactly the going-ons with Chitalu. The current government is not going to be open about this. So when the new one comes in, we need to know exactly what happened. Why did this man not resign? And also, why was he not on suspension until the investigation was over and his name was cleared? Why has not that happened? Why is he allowed even anywhere near Parliament? Why is he allowed there? There's something seriously wrong there. And obviously the silence from the president, he said nothing. And it's very sad that this person was a lawyer. It's very, very sad that he does not act remotely close to how a lawyer should be behaving when they're seeing that there's no rule of law in the country and people are not.
By the way, Messi, he was not a practicing lawyer. He was suspended. Is it removed from the registration of being a lawyer because of some transactions that took place? Where he took someone's money and he did not act according to the case. So he is not even on the list of lawyers that could ever practice in Zambia. He was banned.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. What doesn't make sense to me is how he ended up in the highest office of the land.
And Zambians knew all these things before when they were putting him in power, and they said he's very humble and very holy.
Wow. And what a lesson have we learned? A big slap on our faces. But we have to do better after this. But anyway, on Dr. Chilufya, we need to know why he kept on working. And actually, why are they not speaking out? Why is he working now when he's under investigation? It doesn't make sense. He should not be allowed anywhere near Parliament. He should not be allowed anywhere in government buildings. He should stay out on suspension until the investigation is over and his name is cleared. And so there's a lot that has collapsed. Our systems are collapsed. They are not working. Our justice system doesn't work. The wrong people are being arrested and being kept, for periods, lengths that don't even make sense, for periods of time. Like we saw that with Chela. And then Chitalu Chilufya is arrested and immediately he leaves and then he goes to Parliament. It doesn't make sense. So we need the opposition to commit. So basically they need to explain to us what it is that they are going to do differently from this government. And also we want commitment to controlled investment. Right now there is no control. We're doing exactly what the Chinese are saying, but we're not making these contracts. On the terms of Zambians. So there's a serious issue with that. And then also with the mines, we need to get our mines back. What is the opposition's commitment? All of these, MMD, UPND, and Dr. Kambwili's party, what is their commitment to getting Zambians' assets back? We need to know, what are they going to do about the mines? Are you buying them back? Or are you going to let these companies carry on? Because these contracts and transactions have not been done properly. So if any of these foreign investments or investors think they can get away with it, that when the new government comes in, we're going to honor those previous contracts, we will not, because they have not been done on the right terms. So everything will need to be reviewed. So for the opposition, anyone who's standing for presidency, they need to tell us what they're going to do in these areas. So thanks very much. That is my
Okay.
contribution.
Thank you so much, Mercy, for your contribution. See you tomorrow on the next live stream. Kantumoya, because I saw you were waiting, so if you can just say what you wanted to say briefly, and then we can close the live stream. Yeah, because everyone else now is gone, but because I saw you were waiting, I added you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you too?
Fine, thank you. What's your
Hello?
contribution? Yeah, you can speak.
No, sure, thanks. By the way, I would like to appreciate you for the program, which it's really giving sense in the manner that everyone can speak whatever that you want. Otherwise, a lot of things which are going in our country where it's we are not we can't even tolerate. So it's up to us Zambian to see who will listen because we don't want bosses in such kind of offices. You know, those offices, they are not the office of the boss, is the office of the leader. Somebody who would represent somebody who can climb for people, somebody who can feel the pain of his people, because that's a leader. If compared in Bible, we had Moses who lead. We have a lot of people who are leading a group of people, not in the manner that they became boss as they are. Coming to the thing that we really need a thing in our country is that not these buildings that are bringing in. I think I would like to take this opportunity to say about the bill of rights, also the bill of information. Those are the things that we really need to have in our country for our progress. You know, say we need this, we need to be informed for this and this and this. At the moment, since we got no lights, which is like supporting us to be having those information. So the moment they can come and say this and this and this and this. Now, because we don't have the bill which is supporting us, that's why sometimes we fail. And there, you would say if you find out that no, I've got no rights to say that. You've got no rights to say that. So those stuffs needs the constitution also to have certain things such as a bill of rights where we can know what our rights want. Coming up to these things like 48 houses and so on. Imagine the whole government. You know, when we say government, it's very total different with what you can call maybe a family or whatever. A government that a lot of wings, a government that a lot of these intelligence, those departments. And imagine if the whole government can fail to know the of 48 houses, and what is the ZESCO in those 48 houses. And much I know is that when ZESCO is putting in electricity in the house, it must have a normal full information for the owner of the house. And how can now the whole government fail to know the owner of the house of the 48 houses? So and moreover, coming to the constitution, I now think our country is having like two constitutions, right? Where there is a constitution for politicians which defends them, also the constitution for the poor people like us, like me, to say. Now, how can we divide a country or a constitution into one? The same constitution is favoring one, the same constitution is favoring also one, where we can say we've got freedom of movement. You know what I mean? Freedom of movement. I'm able to move and go whatever the place that I want. Coming to this, they are saying, oh, HH can do business in Copperfield, HH can go, you know, those stuff. But I think it's a very wrong thing whereby you are holding somebody. You know what is the problem? God has given us a will. That's a choice that we are able to choose what you want. But how can a human being, an individual human being, can say no choice where God has given? And moreover, the freedom is that you are able to choose what you want. The freedom is that you are able to go wherever you want. So a lot of things I can just you know, put them in points, but everyone I think has to know and understand what I'm saying. No, today's thing is that when you say it's a political creation, so that's why coming nowadays we don't speak anyhow like us who
So
don't have
Canton,
backup.
Yeah, Chris, I'll have to cut you because our time is up now. We've even passed the time, but tomorrow, please come on stream and send me a message on Facebook Messenger so that I can communicate with you about the youth empowerment projects and things that we're doing. And then that way, I can add you even to our WhatsApp group as well. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Lily.
Yeah, don't forget to send me a message, okay? Send me a message on Facebook. Okay, bye. Take care. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this live streams. I know we are back and people want us to stay for even 5 hours and the signals are not so good. But thank you so much for the love, the support, for the super chats, and for people who have contributed, whether it's sending a message or just saying what you have to say. Auntie Patricia Manesse had a valid point. She talked about some equipment that was donated to, well, that's at the UTH, and they're saying they, have this equipment. We'll talk further tomorrow about that, Auntie Patricia, because I read something yesterday about donations that were given to Zambia about a few years ago worth $1 million, and they went missing. So I'm not so sure where those equipments are coming from. My conclusion would be they are from China. But thank you for your love. Somebody just said Kenyan public took the government to court by Omotata and activists in regards to the SGR railway, and the government lost. The program has eaten our money, reaches in the middle of nowhere. Chulifia says the government will kill us with BP. We don't want you to die. You need to be alive to enjoy the better Zambia. Hi, Wallace Njovu. Wallace Njovu, it's been a while. I miss you. Please join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. British time, which is 8 p.m. Zambian time, for our live stream. And then Saturday we'll have an earlier one because everyone is home, and we can have maybe from 10 going on, and then maybe break in between and then have another one. It's a girl, lilymutamztv, also known as Gelowapa Zen, girl from Zambia. I am blessed to have each and every one of you joining us on these live streams. I know people are so busy. I was cooking my pepper soup, so I'm going to eat my pepper soup now, though it's late. Yeah, but I love you so much. Nangu wanchinge ukufilwa na kana na la tulukusha paka fyende mfoye.